Hey, um, I just watched my own video that I have yet. It's uploading right now, um, but it's kind of a good thing I did. I just wanted to have a quick addendum to this, so this won't be very long. Um, it, I'd like to address the idea about doing what it is you normally would do or you wouldn't do, and some of the phenomena that I've seen, so that you have kind of a perspective on what that means. Um, like I've said before, we used to teach classes on certifying people in hypnosis, and so you'd always have to put somebody out and ask them, do stuff to show the techniques and how to accomplish different things. But it was always interesting to me how people would sometimes accept certain suggestions and other suggestions they wouldn't. We had this one woman who was very highly suggestible, very good subject for hypnosis, and so she would often come by whenever we had a class to be the person that we would initially demonstrate on, so that everybody could watch. And it didn't take usually too long to put her out. And once you've established that you can hypnotize somebody, then usually after that you can put them out very, very quickly. It doesn't take a lot of work. And so she would get put down pretty quick, pretty easily. And she was the sort of person who you could say, your name is Stephanie, and that wasn't her name. And then you would say, what is your name? And she would think it was Stephanie. And anybody who asked her what her name was, she would tell them whatever name you told her to tell them. You could tell her, she'd be like in jeans and a t-shirt, and you're saying, you're wearing your favorite dress. What are you wearing? My favorite dress. Well, what does it look like? And then they would describe it and about how it feels and things along those lines. And you could do that with her, and she would do that. You could get her to, see things that weren't there, or not see things that were there, or get her to think her name was something different, or that she was wearing something different. But I think one of the funny things, that she was a blonde, one of the funny things is my business partner, the one who was hypnotizing her, he said, and you're a beautiful brunette. And she went, no. And I don't know why. She would give up her name. She would give up her her idea about what she was wearing. You could get her to do almost anything, but as soon as he told her, you're a brunette, she went, no, I have blonde hair. And I mean, she didn't come out of it, but it was funny to me that, and there's a lot of other examples. There was another girl who came in. She was very highly hypnotizable. You could get her to do just about anything. You could tell, literally, we're in South Carolina in the summer. It's hot, and you could tell her it's cold in the room, and her body would manifest cold. I mean, you would see goosebumps on her, and so that's how suggestible she would be as far as hypnosis. Person, as far as being hypnotized. But she had said earlier, when we were talking, she said that she was a poet and some other things that she liked to do, like free verse and things along those lines. And so I thought it'd be interesting. I think because I had hypnotized her. I told her, you're in a very creative state, and you're going to find that you're able to extemporaneously create some poetry right now and perform it. And she went, no, no, no. And she didn't do it. But I mean, she was still out, but she just wouldn't do it. So there's a lot of other examples. I mean, I could go on forever about different examples about things that people would do, and it's kind of oddly that they wouldn't. But that's to kind of give you an example of that, are you like this zombified thing? To some extent, I mean, like with the one woman, you could really, she didn't know her name. You could get her to know the name, but there's some part inside that, if it doesn't jive up with you, goes no. And I guess just to give a quick example of what probably you've experienced, that'll give you an idea about how that works. Like when you go to a movie, you really do go into a trance when you watch a movie. There'll come a time when you're watching the movie where you're not aware that you're in a movie theater. You're not aware that you're sitting there with people sitting all around you. You're in the screen. The dinosaurs are there, or whatever's going on, and in the movie. You were immersed in it. Um, and every now and then, like for instance, when I was in the military, I learned Morse code, and so I still know Morse code. And whenever they do Morse code in movies, it's never right. And I'm not one of those sticklers about, it needs to be right, but I know it's not right. And so what'll happen is, like in the movie, the Morse code will be sent. Someone will go, well, what do they say? And, in the movie, they'll say, well, they're going to meet me on the beach and they should be wearing a red flower or something like that. And I know they just said ABC. This is, GEF. What's your call sign, or what's your signal strength? Um, but when something incongruous like that happens, where I know that's not right, I'm out of the spell. Once again, I'm aware that I'm sitting in a theater. Once again, I'm aware that there are people sitting around me, and I can choose to ignore that and then kind of get lost back in the movie again. And it's probably the same thing with you, if you have a specific work or skill or something. If you're a cop and you're watching a cop movie and you can be lost in it, and suddenly they do something that would be procedurally wrong, you're going to go, wait a minute, that doesn't work, and it will snap you out of it. You'll be out of the spell, and that's kind of like when you get suggestions that run counter to what you kind of know is right. It'll snap you out for a moment, and then you can choose to go back in. So that's the quick addendum, which lasted much longer than it should. Okay, that's it. Bye.